Divorce is difficult for everyone involved, but it can be especially challenging for men who don't typically express their feelings. They want to keep their divorces private, and that's not a good policy. You want a support system in place, just like any other major life change. If you enjoy the content, please click the subscribe button below if you want to see more content like this and don't miss any updates. The key do's and don'ts of what men need to know about the financial side of divorce. 1. Do know the numbers. For an average divorce, you should expect to pay about no less than $20,000, which includes lawyers and experts, real estate costs to divvy up shared marital property, finding a second place for you to live, as well as financial advice and therapy for you or your children. That said, the cost of a divorce can still vary and widely. For instance, the price can increase exponentially if your divorce requires niche experts, like a forensic accountant or a co-parenting counselor. Other pricey scenarios. You need to get your business evaluated, you have high net worth and need a best interest evaluation, or you're facing a hotly contested custody battle with your soon-to-be ex. All of these situations could bump the price of your divorce up to the $50,000 to $100,000 range, and in some cases, much more. However, in case of a straightforward divorce where all the terms have already been decided and communication is open between the partners, then the cost could be as low as $3,500. In fact, if you have a particularly simple situation with no minor children or unusual financial circumstances, a divorce can run less than $500, with filing fees. 2. Don't be too proud to pay alimony. Alimony offers monetary help to the spouse who was supported financially during the marriage, especially if one parent left the workforce to focus on the family for a long period of time. Spouses usually provide alimony in one of 3 different ways, depending on state laws: as a lump sum, in regular payments, or in another predetermined arrangement. Say, if you cut a check to a third party to pay an ex's mortgage. But the impact of alimony isn't just financial. There's also a psychological component. Men may feel that a former spouse doesn't deserve to receive free income based on their hard work. Many people are resistant to paying because no one, man or woman, wants to have to write out a check to an ex. 3. Don't be too proud to collect alimony. If a woman is making more than her spouse, or if the father is a stay-at-home parent while the mother works, then the ex-husband could be entitled to receive alimony. According to the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, 56% of divorce lawyers have seen an increase in mothers paying child support, and 47% have seen more women paying alimony as well. But being an alimony recipient can sometimes bring about feelings of insecurity. 4. Do create a post-divorce life budget. Everyday expenses are going to change once they're newly single. For example, if you have joint custody, you'll need things like clothes and toys so your kids can live comfortably in your house. Some co-parenting experts say that many kids who split the week between moms and dads actually prefer to have all of the items they need at each house, so they don't lose anything in the transfer. 5. Do divide things equally. A half-half split is easier said than done. Just because you're getting divorced doesn't mean that you won't still feel tremendous attachment to your ex. Because of this, many men and women cave to lopsided agreements, and this is often the case with men who are used to taking care of a spouse financially. A lot of men want to continue that role, even though they no longer have that obligation. It's okay not to let your ex have it all. 6. Do set up a cellular plan. For children who are old enough, buy them a cell phone that's designated for the sole purpose of contacting you. Call it the dad phone, and ask your ex to leave it in a spot where your child can always find it. Adding an additional line to your plan should be relatively inexpensive, though the cost will vary depending on your provider and whether or not you opt for a pricier smartphone. 7. Don't make impulsive financial decisions. Divorce is more like death than you can ever imagine, It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to grieve. This is precisely why men should treat their divorces with a sense of gravity and not make any major financial decisions for 6 to 12 months. Don't switch jobs. Don't move to a new city.